Hey guys, Anxiety Queen here. Hope everybody had a good weekend. I was sick all weekend, and excuse the, oh my God, it looks horrible. Part of my anxiety, I pick my lip. I don't know if anybody else does that or chew on your nails or whatever, but I pick my lips. So I just wanted to come on and, I know I said I wanted to record another video over the weekend. That didn't happen. I had a horrible cold. Hardly had a voice yesterday and the day before. Luckily today it's back and it's almost normal. Actually headed to go pick up my kiddo from school. Anyways, I wanted to kind of give a backstory of my anxiety and how it started. When I was in my 20s, I want to say my early 20s, probably 21, 22, I went to help a friend with a garage sale, and it was cloudy and not real sunny, and it wasn't too hot. I think it was like in the 80s. It was probably around the springtime, kind of like it is now, but we were drinking coffee, and then we had like an energy drink, and then like probably a soda. No water, no Gatorade, nothing to actually keep me hydrated like I should have. Long story short, I got super dehydrated, got heat exhausted. I think I had heat poisoning or something. I don't remember. Woke up the next day, horrible. Went to the doctor. Yeah, you had dehydration, heat exhaustion. He's like, you should have gone to the hospital. So learned my lesson there. Well, within the next week, I started having anxiety attacks. And of course, at that time, I didn't know what the hell they were. The tingles and the dizziness and the nauseousness. And I really felt like I was going to pass out every single time. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what this is. I don't know what's going on. I don't like it. So talked to my doctor again. And he said, well, it may just be after effects from your heat exhaustion. And that eventually they would go away. Okay. So that's what I thought it was. And I lived like that for a couple months. And it actually did go away. I can look back at it now and go, oh my God, that was anxiety. But at the time, I had no idea. I had a best friend from high school who went through stuff like that, and I knew she had panic attacks, and I'd seen her panic attacks, but her panic attacks were like heart palpitations and thinking she was gonna have a heart attack, and mine weren't like that. Mine were just, I was gonna pass out, I would get lightheaded, and so I didn't put the two together. Now, obviously, like I said, I can look back and go, okay, I was having panic attacks. So, fast forward to 30, let's see, I'm about to be 39, 35-ish, maybe 2.5, 3 years ago. I had a really horrible stomach issue. Had to be taken to the hospital without getting too detailed. Liquid was coming from both ends, and it was violent and aggressive. And went to the hospital and got on fluids, and it ended up being, I think it was like gastritis or something. And well, anytime after that I would start to get like tummy cramps, I would start to panic and have anxiety and think that that's what it was going to be again. And so my anxiety really is around health issues. I still get it triggered just for no reason at all sometimes. I've kind of, luckily, through a lot of different coping mechanisms and stuff, I've been able to kind of get over the medical part of it. I used to not be able to go to the doctor by myself. My husband is really my number one security blanket, and for a while there, when I first started having anxiety again, he had to be at my doctor's appointments. I couldn't go. I would instantly start to panic, and I was having anxiety attacks, I would say daily. When they first came back, and I would get tingling literally from head to toe. And I don't know, I know everybody's symptoms are different, so I don't know if any of you have had that tingling sensation, but I'm telling you right now, it is the weirdest feeling to have your private area tingle. Like, what the hell is that, and what is going on? Creepy, crazy feeling, but literally I would have it from head to toe. I get super nauseous. I still get dizzy and lightheaded. I don't get the racing heart that often. Occasionally I've had it, but usually I don't. It really is the dizziness, nauseousness, nauseousness and lightheaded and just that panic, that fear. Anyways, this was happening daily. I would get in a shower and I would cry, and I hated feeling this way, and I just felt bad to my husband, and I was like, you didn't sign up for this. This isn't the girl that you married. And of course, this started bringing in all kinds of fears of, oh my God, my husband's gonna leave me because, he didn't ask for a girl with anxiety. He married a girl that was, quote unquote normal. He's gonna ditch me. He's gonna find somebody else. And I was an absolute mess, crying daily, like just a mess. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. I felt lost. I felt empty. I felt like I was not myself, and I was desperate. And so I said, all right, this is anxiety. Like, let's see what I can do about it. So I decided that instead of just jumping into the medication world, I thought, all right, let's try to do this the natural way. Let's see what I can do or find that will help me. So I get online, I look at apps and stuff like that. I find a mindful breathing app or mindfulness, download that. I find a meditation type of app that would show you how to meditate, and it would walk you through different types of meditation. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to do this. So I did. I started that. I started making sure I was on a vitamin. I started meditation. I even started doing yoga. And all these things, they helped me. They really did. But they didn't stop it. And although the intensity of the anxiety attacks got better, they were still happening daily, and I still had those crazy thoughts in my head. And I'm not gonna lie to you, at some point I thought I was going crazy. I thought, my husband's gonna have to put me in a mental institution because I am losing it. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know what to do about it. I don't feel like myself. I feel like I had lost me. I had lost myself and who I was, and all I wanted was that girl back. And so I finally went to my doctor, just my general physician, who I love. She's an amazing woman. God bless her. I went to her and I said, this is what's happening. And so she said, well, let's run your blood work. Let's, do some other things. And she said, in the meantime, I'm going to prescribe you Xanax. And I was kind of like, on the Xanax thing, because, sorry, there's a big truck next to me. I first was kind of scared of Xanax, to be honest. And she said, I'm going to put you on a 0.25 and you can actually break that in half and take that. And I thought, okay, well, let's try it. Okay. And she said, but let's wait for your blood results to get back. But in the meantime, take the Xanax. Okay. Well, I'm like, the problem is that I'm in school. And luckily I did school from home online, but I'm still like, I don't want to be tired. I don't want to take this Xanax and then be a zombie. And she's like, no, just take a small dose, whatever. So I tried it, and for a while it was great. The 0.25, I would just break it in half, and I could take a half of one, and it was enough to calm my anxiety, but not to make me like crazy sleepy. Although it did the first couple times I took it, but then I kind of got adjusted to it. So I knew that I didn't want to be on Xanax on daily, though. I looked it up, I read about it. I saw that, it is addictive. It can be addictive. You can have withdrawals from it. And so once my blood work came back, she called me in and she said, well, actually, you're kind of hypoglycemic, which could be causing your dizziness or whatnot. And I was like, oh, well, that's good to know that there is something medically off, ish. And so she's like, you actually look like you're pre-diabetic, and let's kind of treat the hypoglycemia with, she ended up putting me on, I don't remember. It was a vitamin over-counter, the type thing. And so I was like, okay. And then she said, in the meantime, do you want to try a anti-anxiety / antidepressant? And she's like, it would be a daily pill. And I'm like, look, I'll try anything right now. I want to be normal. So she wanted to start me out on, I want to say it was it started with a B, and it may have been buciprone. I don't know. I've seen some people talk about it. I think that's what it was. Anyways, I, of course, being a medical worrywart, which triggers my anxiety, went online and looked at all the side effects. I was like, oh, hell no, I'm not taking this. So I went back to her and I said, look, I really don't want to take this. Is there anything else you can put me on? She said, well, I really wanted to put you on Lexapro, but you already take amitriptyline for your irritable bowel syndrome. Yes, I suffer from IBS as well. Just, if it's not one thing, it's something else. And so amitriptyline is actually an antidepressant, but they haven't used it for depression in like years. But way back when, before your Prozac and all that, amitriptyline was used to treat depression. So, because as some of you probably, I'm sure know, your SSRIs or whatever, you can't mix too many of them together, whatever. So she said, you'll need to talk to your GI doctor and see if he can get you off of the amitriptyline, and then we can put you on something else and then get you started on Lexapro. Like, oh God, really? Okay, fine. So I go to my GI doctor, schedule an appointment, go in there, tell them what's going on. They wean me off the amitriptyline. They start me on something else. Start Lexapro, 5 milligrams every day. Loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it 100%. Didn't really have any side effects from it, except for my sex drive is shot, and it still is. But we can talk about that at another time. After I think like 3 months, I went up to like 10 milligrams of Lexapro. I went up to 15. I'm on 15 now. We tried to bump it to 20 once, and it seemed to actually trigger a little more anxiety. So I'm back at 15. Really enjoy it. I still have the Xanax, but I only use the Xanax, as needed when I have an attack or I can really feel my anxiety coming on. So anyways, I'm all about people trying to do it the natural way, 100%. But I don't want people to be afraid of trying medication. It is scary, especially somebody who has medically induced anxiety. The thought of taking a pill and there's going to possibly be side effects just scares the crap out of me. But it was the best move that I ever made. Like, I cannot tell you enough how much I praise this medication. And it may not work for everybody. And I think I got lucky because I know a lot of times people have to try like 3 or 4 different medications or a combination of medications before it's right for them. But oh my God, please, like if you're out there and you've been scared to try medication, I've talked to some people on Facebook. I'm on a group on Facebook for anxiety support. There's a girl I was talking to. She was supposed to start Lexapro. She was terrified to start it. She was afraid that, what about the side effects? And so I tried to talk to her and I'm like, look, try it on a weekend. That way, if something happens, do you have a backup? Like if something freaks you out that, like Xanax or whatever that you can take. And she said, yeah, she did. And so, to you guys, please take that step. It's scary, but you're not alone. You're not the only one that's tried it. It changed my life. Like, I still have anxiety attacks, but they're not daily, and I can live, I feel like, a semi-normal life. I even go to the doctors, like now on my own. A little bit more about my medical history. Not only do I have anxiety, I'm diabetic, I have hypothyroidism, I have irritable bowel syndrome, so I have a lot of other factors, but I can now go to my doctor's appointment, fine. I've had back surgery while dealing with anxiety, was able to go through that with like little to no anxiety. Lexapro has changed my life. And once again, I'm not pushing medication on people. Like, don't think that's why I'm here. I'm just telling you my experience with it and what it's done for me. And if that can just give anybody who's already been prescribed medication that little push to just try it. And if it doesn't work, then stop it. My husband's been on Lexapro. My oldest daughter has been on Lexapro. We actually just recently tried to switch her to a new medication. It triggered some anger in her. We took her off, put her right back on Lexapro. But that's kind of my history with anxiety. This has now been almost 15 minutes long, so I'm gonna cut it. I don't want to just ramble. I could, but I don't want to. But I think we'll talk about, maybe here later on this week I'll film again and talk about like triggers and stuff like that, because not everybody has the same anxiety symptoms, and I think not everybody knows their triggers. And it doesn't mean that just because I know what my triggers are doesn't mean that I don't have them randomly, because I do. I've had I was just talking to somebody else about anxiety and about how they've woken me up at night before, and those are like the worst. Dead asleep and you wake up and it's like instant panic attack, and you're like, oh my God, what's happening? Why is this happening to me? I'm asleep. Like, what is going on? So I think I'll make a video about triggers, stuff like that, how to maybe try to conquer some of those fears, like the whole doctor thing with me. It was really hard. I felt like a child. Like, my husband had to go everywhere with me, like at least to the doctor. I had a panic attack in the grocery store. Oh my God. Would not go back to the grocery store for a while. I had a panic attack in the movie theater. I have not gone back to a movie theater. You know what? I think I did go see a movie not too long ago. Well, anyways, it sucks. Anxiety sucks, but it's doable. You can live with it. You can get past it. And once again, like I always say, you're not alone. If you feel that you are, please reach out to somebody. Reach out to me. Reach out to your mom, your dad, your friend, your neighbor, support group, a hotline. You guys can always email me. My email is anxietyqueen0320@gmail.com. You guys can email me. I am very open about my anxiety. I have no fears talking about it. I don't mind it. Maybe you just need to talk to a stranger. Maybe you just need to vent. That's what I'm doing this for. This is why I'm making YouTube videos. Not really for anybody in particular, but for me. My first video, I think, has had one other view besides myself. I don't care. I don't have any subscribers. I don't care. I just want to put this out there because it helps me. And if somebody watches it and it helps them, then awesome. So anyways, that's it. I hope you guys have a great Monday. It's dreary, cloudy, kind of rainy here in Texas. But I got groceries this morning. I got chicken tortilla soup in the crock pot. And yeah, it's a good day. So you're not alone. Till later. Bye.